Group B was amazing, wasn't it? Well, you know what? I was too young for Group B. All I remember was the fantastic likes of the Subarus, the Mitsubishis, and the Celicas of the mid-90s. Though the Celica did cheat. So for today's Friday Pike Day, we're going to create one of our own, and it's going to be a little bit more on the line of the Nissan Triple Q type thing. It's going to be a 2-liter, it's going to be turbocharged, and for this Friday Pike Day, this one is not going to be under complete regulation, though it is going to be rally. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making our vehicle. It's going to be steel, it's going to be a monocoque, because that's what those sorts of vehicles had back then. And then the chassis material is also going to be steel. You know what, now we're going to make this, I wish I could make this partial fiberglass. That would be perfectamundo, but I suppose we can only do all fiberglass. A front transverse engine, you know, much like all of those other ones like did, the Subaru and all that sort of stuff. We're gonna have double wishbone on the front and double wishbone on the rear. Now, I know that's a very basic sort of suspension, but it's a very versatile type suspension. We're gonna go with a new project, an inline for aluminium, dual overcams, 4 valves per cylinder, and more aluminium. I think we're gonna down the year a little bit. This year is a little too new. There we go. Now it's set to actual 1995. Nothing here has changed, and we can still choose ALSI, which is surprising considering I didn't know that they really used that back then. But anyway, let's move on. We got, you know, this will probably be some sort of forged steel. So we're gonna go with forged, and forged for now. We'll have variable valve timing, a high profile camshaft. Compression can stay where it is for now. Turbocharger, ball bearing, or journal? You know what? This is a racing one. They probably would have the latest and the greatest. So we'll go with the ball bearing for now. Up that, set that to race conditions, up the quality a little bit. Injection, multi-point, per cylinder. Yeah, you know what? Even the Nissan Triple Q had per cylinder. In fact, I have one of their manifolds sitting around waiting to go into my Volvo 360. Then the intake manifold will be probably a performance one. And then ultimate fuel, obviously. Up the quality of the fuel system. Maybe not that much. Lots of ignition timing and increase that RPM a bit. Exhaust diameter. We're going to up that to a 3-inch for now. No cats and no mufflers because this thing is not a street car at all. 253 kilowatts. So the base vehicles had 206 kilowatts, which was the gentleman's agreement in Japan. That's a lot of fuel usage, but they only went stage by stage, so I suppose that's fine. Now we can increase our compression ratio all the way up there. All right, we're just shy of 300 kilowatts, which is this much horsepower. And let's go ahead and, what was the body we chose? I think it was the 4-door hatchback. And now let's go ahead and design ourselves a car. Now this is gonna have much downforce, because these sorts of cars didn't have much downforce, and they didn't really see a huge point to it, or maybe there was lots of rule regulations. Very hard to find regulations on this particular period of time. Then we're gonna go with a transverse all-wheel drive, obviously. Gonna have a manual or transmission, though I would have loved a sequential. Even at 1999, we don't have option of sequential, but okay, all right. So we're gonna go with a 5-speed, see how that goes for now. Up that to about 250, that's probably the limit of what we were going anyway. Then we're gonna go with a viscous LSD, and our power delivery. Let's go a little bit front biased on this particular one. Increase the quality a little bit because, well, it's a race car, not a street car. Gonna go with a radial, chunky off-road, and big chonkers. Lots of big chonkers. These will be alloy wheels. How about widening out the body just as... Oh, what? Hold on. No. Okay, so we can lower it. I don't really want to do that, no. There we go, that's the one. Ooh. That looks good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. That's making me happy. Oh, now we can fit on bigger wheels. Nice. Brakes are going to be vented disc on the front, probably something like a 1-piston, maybe a 2-piston. We'll see how that goes, and then a big 1-piston on the rear as well. I cannot wait for the new automation update when brakes are going to be reworked, because this is ridiculous. This is not how normal cars work. Then we're going to have an off-road skid tray. They didn't really have fully clad under trays quite the way you'd expect them. Brake airflow is going to be up a little bit at least. Interior is going to be down to 2 seats for the driver and co-driver. Going to have hydraulic power steering. We'll have none of that garbage. And then the safety will be probably some sort of standard 90s for the extra weight. So like an extra 40 kilos for roll cage. I mean, even that's a little bit light, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to go with probably a progressive spring for this one. That's what I'm choosing. That may not be what they used. And then a passive sway bar, and we're gonna select off-road? No, not off-road. We're gonna go with sport. So it's low, but not very low, and it's not soft, but also not hard. So the thing will stay fairly even whilst rallying. Down the front tire width a little bit and up the rear tire width. There we go. We don't have great cornering speed, but these are with rally tires, so that is kind of what you'd expect. And I'll just press the brake pedal less than what I need to. Aerodynamics. Little bit of oversteer. So let's get on a rear wing, which was fairly standard. Something like that. We'll see. And then let's go to aerodynamics and down that rear wing angle. There, even with 0 angle, this thing is already not oversteering. Love it. Let's go. Oh, we could go more speed, but you know what? You don't get a whole lot of speed with these cars. So this is kind of what I'm looking at, and it looks like they just have a rear overhanging wing, much like a spoiler more than an actual aerofoil. So I know that this isn't quite what I was quoting at, but this car I have kind of always wanted. My cousin actually used to do rallying, and this is the last rally car that I ever knew that he had. He crashed so many cars. Oh dear, I suppose we are related. So let's get rid of that and find ourselves an applicable wing. All right, this isn't quite what they had, but I think that that fits fairly well. I mean, as well as can be hoped, I suppose. From this angle, it looks right. From this angle, questionable. Questionable at best. Let's choose ourselves some rally wheels. What did they run? They ran just a multi-spoke type wheel. That's the right sort of wheel, and we're just gonna paint these white. There we go. So now it fits the kind of theme that they had. What about the body? Should we also make that white? I think we should. Yeah, that looks good. Is there a two-tone? Please tell me there's a two-tone. Damn it, there's not. Why is there not a two-tone that goes along with this perfect body line? What the hell, devs? All right, let's go ahead and just work on the car, I suppose. What sort of headlights should we have? I'm thinking a very basic kind of square headlight. I think that mostly works. We should probably start moving on to doing the grille now. By the grille, I mean do the lower part here to make it fit the design of the rest of the car. And now to keep working on this, I'm also gonna put a bunch of spotlights on the front as well. This is coming together fairly decently, I think. That's looking pretty on point, I reckon. It's got that sort of hood scoop, but also the cutout for the hood, so then the hood can lift up and can stay there. Now to move on to the side. The side is already looking fairly good. If you look here, there's a bumper stop line, so maybe we'll put that in, but we'll keep it body colored. This is coming together quite nicely, actually. The mirrors. What sort of mirrors do they have back there? Oh, they went with like an aerodynamic design, not just basic. But there it is, basic. Okay, well, you've lied to me now, and now I can't trust you, car. Let's just go with basic ourselves. That will do, I think, yeah. Now let's go into the rear taillights. I have, like, a few really good designs here in my head, and I guarantee you that none of them will look any good once I actually start trying to do it, because modeling on the backs of these cars, it feels like an afterthought. It's so bad and so hard. You know what? With only a little bit of work, it's already actually starting to look normal, even. Wow. I'm very surprised. All right, what do we call this? No, that seems to be going too far. You know what? I'll use a branding which I've already used for when I make a knockoff Nissan. There we go. And instead of the triple Q, it'll be the triple P for Pikes Peak Performance. Yes, there we go. Done. Let's go and badge this car up. There we go. There's our front badge. Not ripping off any company at all whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. Goodbye. There we go. That's at least a little bit better, right? I like it. Now, is there anything else I need to do? I think we're wow. This feels like it's just flowed so well. I've liked the process so far. I'm happy with the top speed. Wheels are about as thick as they can get. Oh, they can get a little bit thicker, apparently. What sort of tires did they have on these cars? Can I see a picture? They're very chunky, but they're also very narrow. Maybe I should make mine a little bit narrower to maybe... I don't know. What would be the purpose of having narrower tires? Maybe it's a change direction type thing. You know what? I think we're good. Let's see what this does around... I mean, there's no dirt test track, unfortunately, even though there is one right here. But we can only chuck it around the regular track. Oh, wow. 218? That's pretty good. What's the other one? With the airfield, that's right. This, not Top Gear test track. And that does a 124. You know what? That's not horrible. What is the price of our car? Oh, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Oh, only 69,000. Let's move on. And the car looks as clean as ever. Headlights are a little bit of a weird tint, but you know what? The export has turned out pretty decent. Oh, wait, nope, there's a hole in the side there, and that shouldn't exist. But at least it's only on one side, so maybe all my photos will just be from this side. Let's give it a bit of a try, shall we? And I am so glad that I've got... Oh, I suck at rallying. All right, let's try that again. And let's see how much the game lags under, like, braking and wheel stress. Oh, you know what? It's feeling smooth today. I suppose the BeamNG gods are looking down upon us with a happy smile. This is getting around nicely. I'm also going to be using my handbrake that I showed in one of my videos recently. Oh, damn it. Wait, why did the rear axle lift up during that? What the hell? Oh, I probably could have done interior, but you know what? It would have just been roll cage anyway. And coming around. Okay. I think this deserves a little bit of practice before I do any sort of proper rallying, because I don't have a lot of experience with handbrakes. But let's go switch over to the handbrake right about now. All right, I've done a little bit of practicing, and I am now going to show you the fruits of my labor. So, what just happened? Oh, I left the handbrake on. Let's turn that handbrake off, and away we go. So I'm starting to realize that the handbrake is not actually there for getting the car turned sideways, but there. Oh, god damn it! I am still not very good at rallying, I should mention, and also this is a very narrow racetrack. This is the Douglas Rally track, but what it's meant to do is like kind of early mid-corner. If you can tell that the car's not going to get its back end turned around, you can rip on that handbrake and it'll get that tail going around a little bit, and then you can just floor it out of the actual exit of the corner. So you do have a little problem with lack of grip on the dirt, obviously, and sometimes the car just won't turn. So hence the handbrake, and then you get pointing the right way and you floor it. But this is still not like the fastest car in the world. We're not doing an actual timed lap here because the Douglas Rally is not the focal point of today's video. Though I might do some stuff on the Douglas Rally in the future. I don't know much about this map. Oh, well, I stuffed that one up quite badly, but that's fine. We can keep on going. Oh, but we can keep on going just to show you a little bit of like how I have come along. I used to be really bad at rallying. Now I'm only quite bad at rallying. Oh no! Oh, those trees suck on the ground. And there's not really a whole lot I could do. I think I'm scraping now. Get it turned around here. Feather that throttle, get the thing turned around. Coming out here into a straight line when the car does not want to go in a straight line. And then the corner here. Get the handbrake on there just a little bit because the car was starting to understeer and I didn't want to slow down. And yeah, okay. So the broken axle that I seem to have there was causing a little too much of an instability issue, but let's try again. Coming up to the bridge here. Now this is getting a little bit tricky here. Oh, almost flubbed it completely, but only flubbed it minorly, so we're doing well. Okay. But luckily in BeamNG we could just restart and get this turned around here. Nice. And then the last oh, well, I fricked that up. I think my steering is severely broken now. Let's try that all again from the beginning of this corner. Use the accelerator, get it turned around, a little bit of a handbrake there. That's good. Coming around, then a little bit of a handbrake here. We almost collide with the wall. Didn't quite use the handbrake right there, but rally drivers get many years to practice, and I've never really been a huge rallyer. That was more of my brother's thing. Oh, we really bottled that one, didn't we? Oh, wait, how do I get into reverse? Oh, engine stopped. That's good. We're rolling backwards and into first, and away we go. Well, that meant that I didn't have to use the flappy paddles there to get me a reverse gear. But it seems that I've got 2 gear 5s. Let me just check my gearbox. 3, 4, 5, and 5. Awesome game. I love it. That's exactly what I love to see. Coming around here, getting this one, a little bit of handbrake there to get it turned. Okay. That wasn't what I was expecting. Let's keep going though. Coming around here. I believe there's what, like 6 splits? I don't know what we're up to so far. I don't believe I've ever actually completely finished a lap of this. This has only ever been like a testing ground for other rally cars. God damn it, I hate the fact that I don't have reverse there. Oh, okay. No, the vehicle is broken. So let's refresh and go again through the narrow treeway. Oh, yes, I think this is about as far as I usually make it. We're coming up to a big jump soon. Gonna floor it into third. Coming over the big jump, and boom! That would probably be the death of any driver or car, or whatever combination you want to say that would go in. Okay. Oh, hey there. Oh, the car does not like to handle right now. Let's rewind that a bit. Let's go again. Come on, car. You and your stupid, really shitty differentials. I really wanted to go with a better differential like an E-diff, but just not really the sort of thing that you would get in these cars. And then floor it down here along the long sweeping corner. Don't want to go a little too fast, because going too fast will then slide you ever so slightly into death trap. Kind of like that. But if we just do this, then we can just pretend that that never happened. Coming around here, getting it nice and sideways, coming around. Oh, okay, we're on to bitumen now. I have not taken this vehicle on bitumen yet. Okay. I don't know what just happened there. Actually, I do know what happened there. Nothing happened whatsoever. You're imagining things. All right. Cool. Yes. And around. And oh, God. It skipped and went wide. That was not my fault. That was the car's fault. But we're not going to go too far back there, so then we can get caught on the skip again. And transferring from bitumen to dirt, always a tricky proposition. What you would normally see is a driver slowing down, getting turned on the bitumen, and then driving straight onto the dirt, because you do not want to be going sideways from bitumen onto dirt unless it's like a trick shot, kind of, basically. And you know exactly what you're doing, because the car will suddenly change what it's doing and probably just travel wide on entry into the dirt. All right, cool, let's floor through here. Oh, yep. Keep it nice and smooth. Oh, hello. Car keeps wanting to understeer, and it keeps changing direction on me. But we've crossed the last checkpoint and the finish line. And we've only majorly fucked the car up. Let's go to the actual racetrack now. And we are not going to do the Devil's Playground short on gravel. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to attempt the whole track. This is pure madness.
This is
Pikes Peak. Okay, are we ready for this? Probably not. And Florida, where we go. Come on. The first corner, which is not usually a corner, we've already taken away. Usually that's just like a slight curve that's not really much to write home about at all, or even tell your friends about. But here, it actually really looks like a proper corner. And then we're coming around to now third corner. Oh, hey. This is handling it really nicely too. I mean, we're not going super fast. Wow, this corner really does tighten. I suppose I probably would need a proper co-driver for this. Into third gear, coming around here. Oh, yep, and I do not need the handbrake at all. This thing just loves to turn. It's so good. Like, I don't think I've used the handbrake yet, and the car just gets around. Nice. It just goes. This car is a dream. All right, you know what? I'm gonna put this one on the BeamNG repository. This is just a good car. Hello. Oh, nearly became a problem there. Come around. And then this is usually a problematic area on bitumen, and I'm doing so well. Like, I know this is not probably a fast lap, and, well, bugger. Okay, let's try this corner again. Coming around. Much better. I don't know if my time is improved or gotten worse over me having to retry it. And we've just gone in and we've been the next corner. Fantastic. Okay, 15,000th times a charm. I have been going at this for quite a while now, and I keep learning new ways to stuff up because I'm becoming overconfident with the vehicle, and I'm starting to understand why my cousin crashed quite so many times. Now, my cousin also, who used to do rallying, had really cool cars. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh, that was close. He had he had the Subaru that everybody knows! Ah! Okay, I can do this. Go slow around here, bring it around. That's usually like a mid-corner speed, not one that's particularly slow, but here seems like a real problem. But we're gonna keep pushing. quite hard all the way up here. So far, this vehicle has been problematic, would be the nice way to put it. And nope. So I shouldn't actually say that this has been problematic, because it hasn't been. Okay, we're going much slower this time. Get turned around and accelerate out of the corner. We've gone super wide, but that's fine. Oh, and we're going super wide again. I am struggling so hard. You know what? I'm gonna go full sweat mode on this. Sorry, guys. I'll just do voiceover instead. So after that, I ended up taking a bit of a break. My mind was not in the right headspace for rallying. I'd only just started to do rallying, and I don't have a lot of experience. I'm not very good at rallying. There's so many different variables with rallying that I have never experienced before. The turn-in is always going to be different. The mid-corner speed like that is always going to be different, and you're going to go wide in a different way every single time, unless you know exactly how dirt works. And I don't know exactly how dirt works, but I was still enjoying myself quite a bit. It's just frustrating, the constant crashes and having to restart. So I ended up walking away for about like 2 to 4 hours or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And I came back and I wasn't going to record. I ended up doing this in the replay system. So that's how I'm able to get these kinds of epic looking shots for you in this kind of mildly, what's it, like 400 horsepower little 4-cylinder turbo rally car from the mid-90s, which probably should have had a journal bearing turbo and not a ball bearing one, but whatever. I mean, I enjoyed it. I do enjoy this car a lot. This car is pretty epic, I would have to say. I really do think that this is probably the best rally car I've ever made in BeamNG, and I've made a few, and this one just, it handled really well, did really nicely in pretty much all respects. The only thing that was really letting it down was my lack of skill, but that never really posed an issue. Oh no. Trust me, that was probably one of the best mistakes I've ever made during this lap. There's plenty more that are considerably worse, but we're not gonna be seeing those anytime soon. We're just gonna be going around having a really fun time, and I hope you enjoyed that I decided to stick the camera where you might have it on a normal IRL car. You can have it on like attached to the bumper really low, so you can get the full effect of the speed of the ground heading underneath you. I watch so many different races of people coming up the actual Pikes Peak IRL, and it's one of the things that I like to watch fairly often. And here's one of the best corners I've done so far. I was able to handbrake it through there, and then I clutch dump in second gear out of there, and it just carried so much good speed. I've tried to do it a few other times, but I just don't have the experience yet to get it all right. I'm still all thumbs when it comes to trying to handbrake and clutch at the same time in a simulator, and then trying to clutch dump out of it. There's just too many things to feel out when you're also having to change gears in a sim rig that gives absolutely no feedback whatsoever. I'm really not really a sim expert either, so when it comes to rallying, which is considerably worse, I'm just making mistakes left and right. But really, when you're going up here in a car like this that's well balanced and is very forgiving, it is so enjoyable, and all that stuff just goes out the window. You don't care. You're just driving up Pikes Peak, one of the most epic races or time trials you can do. It's not really a race, is it? I mean, they do call it a race to the clouds, and you are racing against the clock, but this is more of a time trials type thing, so I do love it. It is really good, and the scenery as well is pretty awesome. Up to this point, the suspension has already taken a little bit of a battering. It's not the healthiest, so getting the car facing the right direction is starting to become a little bit of a challenge, especially that trying to find reverse. So, as I talked about it before, trying to get into reverse into this thing, you have to stop using the gear lever and then go to the flappy paddles and then tap the downshift twice. And then, yeah, we start battering that suspension even harder. It just... the suspension in this thing, I probably should have gone into the J-beams and made them a little bit stiffer, a little bit more rigid, so then they'd be less likely to break. Because this isn't just some road car. This is a rally car. It's meant to take harsh conditions. And because I didn't do that, it's really quite hampered. It's starting to suffer in many different respects, but we're still light on the damage. We've not done any major damage so far, and the car is still quite fast. But now we get into the first bit of real damage, and I just compound it. I am not going to restart as well at this point, by the way, so I was just going through it, and I stalled the engine there for a second as well. Get a little bit more damage there, clipping that tree ever so slightly, but we eventually do get out of there. We'll see in a second, like, how much damage this thing has, but so far, I can still handle this. It's still controllable. Trust me when I say this. But we've reached the kind of, I don't know if it's official or unofficial, kind of halfway. It's kind of a point in my mind that I use as a halfway anyway. And you can see here, yeah, that rear wheel is bent in a little bit. The toe angle is out a little bit on it as well. It's just not particularly healthy, but we can go quite smoothly. But now we're going to come up to, in a second, the Devil's Playground. Now, I made a pretty big mistake here, and that was thinking that I knew this part of the map, and I do not. It's dirt. It is so different. But in my mind, I was like, well, I know where I am. I know the corners. Yeah, that was just a big mistake. I don't think I took any corner during this entire section correctly. It was always just a little bit of a minor mistake. But here we come up to the first hairpin of the Devil's Playground. I break at a fairly decent point, and nope, still clipped it. But I'm able to get out of there fairly well. That was only a minor tap, and that would only be really body damage. Now this one I actually take correctly, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Get a nice sideways and get it pointing forwards, coming out of it. Done pretty well here. Now this one gets a little bit hair raisy, but we do okay. Just, you know, little bits of bumpy damage. But we can keep going, right? Nope, I stuff up that one too and almost stall it out, but that's just part and parcel with my absolute fantastic driving here. This one, we do okay. Straighten up a little bit, unfortunately, but we're able to get out of there quite nicely. And now you just get to get a really good look of how vertical this map is. It doesn't seem that vertical, but trust me, it is. And yeah, we go ahead and stuff up another corner. We've kind of only gotten two corners. One corner right and one corner okay. How do we do on this corner, though? I don't really call that one a corner, but here we go. This is the corner I was talking about. We brake super early. We get turned around. You know what? That one, stuff that one up too. So we're still 1.5 corners done correctly. Coming around here, that's kind of a corner, but here we go. This one I braked early enough, right? Nope. And then I stall it. So the car is stalled, I get it started, getting into reverse gear. I do a nice reversey there, that was pretty good. And then we come up here. This is usually a little bit of a problematic curve if I got a car that's super powered on bitumen, but not really. So here we go, nice slow corner, and yep. And you can see there that we're starting to do a little bit more damage than what you would be willing to take up Pikes Peak. But I'm a real man, and I nearly killed myself, but that's fine. We're still going. We're coming up to a new hairpin around here, and how do we do with this corner? Get it in, brake nice and early, and, well, I've stalled it again. I got too full of myself. I thought I knew the track, and the track went, no you don't know me, and it just tried to kill me and ruin me at every single turn. Right like that as well. You can just see that I'm so frustrated. Come on. How do I make a mistake on every corner? Not just most corners, but almost every single corner. There was just like that 1.5 corners that I did, like, passably. The rest were just absolutely atrocious. But don't worry about little old me. This is now the part of the track which I have the least amount of experience with. So I know Devil's Playground absolutely like the back of my hand. The first part of the track as well, I know okay, because I've done it so many times, but you crash so many times around there, you have to redo it so often. Getting up to here, I know very poorly, though I do have the little mini-map up for this when I'm actually doing it. Here, it's a little bit problematic, and we have our first off. But don't worry, it doesn't look so bad, and nope, it ends up being really bad. But don't worry, it does stop. There we go, and nope, it keeps going. Oh dear, and nope, it keeps on going. Now our suspension is truly boned, and luckily it goes onto its wheels, and finally a stop. That was like a mid-speed crash, but unfortunately BeamNG and the mod maker didn't really come to a harmonious understanding of how much give off-road kind of dirt like this should have. It would generally give way just enough that the roll would be stifled, but we get back onto the track, and now it is hard pulling to the left, and then it'll hard pull to the right, but mostly to the left. It would just jitter sometimes, but I'm still keeping it under control. I can get around corners, but now you can just see how munted this car completely is just ruined. And here we come up to a fairly tight corner, but I'm going so slow, and it doesn't matter. Off we go again, just pummeling the absolute bejeebers out of the suspension, but it's fine. It's only a little bit more damage happening to the suspension. We make it back on, and sure, it's munted more, but we can keep going. Oh, no, my steering is really hampered now. Oh, that's not going to go well. But we do make it back onto the track. We're doing okay. I am persevering. I am not going to do this again, and I am just completely determined at this point. We're going much slower, trying to be as careful as possible. The car just, with that massive amount of positive camber on the front, it just hurts going into corners. It's so just everything is wrong with this car now. But I am going to, so help me God, not give up on this lap. And you can see there, we brake, we come to almost a complete stop, just because we are not going to take any corner at speed, and off we go again. And it takes a little bit more of a pummeling. It's so hard to control. Getting hit on different angles would be usually bad, but here it's really bad. And I stick in third gear. I don't shift down. I am just going to nanny this as much as possible, getting sideways around there, and I am punished, as you would expect with this sort of car. Almost got off the edge there. I was trying to pull to the left, but the car was just going to the right, and there's like a tipping point. But here we get ourselves nice and slow, going around the corner, and we're gonna reach one of the final few straight-ish kind of roads. We have to really brake sometimes to get the steering to do what we want it to do, and coming up to the penultimate hairpin, we get the perfect braking point for a normal car. Here we have a slight issue. Now we have to make sure we don't get high-centered and get turned around. We only have like one corner, a hairpin, and then another corner, which always is a problem for me. That final corner always is tighter than what I think. But here we're coming up to it, where I'm dealing with incredibly bad steering right now. As you can see, I cannot get off the sides of the road. It just goes whichever way it wants to go. And here we come around, we're a little bit wide, we went a little too fast. Oh, okay, don't worry, we got this, we got this! Okay, we don't got this. But I'm going to try to turn right, I'm going to try to get it up there, and then wheelie, like get a whole bunch of wheel spin, and just nothing. At this point, I give up. I know that I have to go down, and I have to try again. So, barrel on down here, all the way down, and redo the nightmare corner completely over again, being very careful to make sure that I don't gather too much speed and then spear off the road at the other end. But we are very determined. You know how determined I am. I know how determined I am. We are going to not restart. And coming down here to the road, I almost hit the cameraman, but no, we're good. We turn left here and off we go. The suspension is now in a huge amount of pain. It is like I am struggling so hard to keep this thing in a straight line but it's doing it. My driving skill is proving to be not quite enough. But then, at the end of this slide, something miraculous happened. Now I give up, the car was trashed, and my skill doesn't allow me to get up all in one go in a safe manner. So for now, we're just gonna call it as is. I just wish that my skill was higher, but that takes a lot of practice. Practice which I have not put in. And now I get to go show my skill in front of a whole bunch of other people coming up tomorrow. So yeah, unfortunately I only give myself one day to record these because I do actually have stuff set up for tomorrow. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that when that comes out next week. But for now, I'm gonna have to call it quits on this one because I've got things to do today. I have what's called a life. So for now, I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.